Dana can be your friend. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But when it comes time to do business, Dana is a businessman. And there's a big separation. And that's, I think, where fighters sometimes get their feelings hurt, is that when it comes to business, the friendship needs to be put to the side. And fighters don't think that that's the same thing. And guys like Dana, and Coker's very not similar as Dana, but I'm saying that there's a business relationship when it comes like, hey, when we're negotiating hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay, this is business. Our friendship needs to be put to the side a little bit, and let's talk man to man, or whatever, woman to man, or whatever it is, and get it sorted out. Your feelings cannot get in the way. It cannot be involved whatsoever. And I've said this, I don't know how many times, is that this is why you have managers. You have managers to basically play the middle person. Now, if you think you have a relationship, like for me, I have a relationship with Scott Coker. My last contract with Bellator, I pretty much negotiated with, Bob was still there, but it was like, I did it directly kind of with Scott as well with Rich and those guys saying, hey, I'm not trying to break the bank, but I'm trying to get paid. And they knew and they understood and they went along. They said, okay, look, this is what we're willing to offer you. This is our last offer. Take it or leave it. And I'm like, oh, I'm in. Like you have to know where.
I like that one.
But that's the thing, is you have to know what the last offer is. There shouldn't be this back and forth. And what the UFC has always done is they said, look, this is what our brackets are. If you're in this position of, say, you're the top 5 guy, this is what we'll pay you. We don't go beyond that. And they will occasionally, but what they do say is, that's fine. I'll go ahead and put you beyond that for another 5 or 8 or 10,000, but don't expect to get any fight bonuses. And it's been said in multiple times, and I'm sure fighters will verify that as well. It's not just me. Is that if you want to negotiate a little bit harder for an extra 10 grand every time you fight, that's fine. But don't expect to get that 40 or 50, whatever the bonus is now. It used to be 65 for a while. Don't expect to get that $50,000 bonus in the back locker room, because that's gone. So you have to make that choice. Do you want to try to be the submission of the night or performance of the night or whatever it is that they do now? Do you want to try and be that, or do you want that extra 10 grand every time you fight? I think as an athlete, you need to make that decision, but that has to do with feelings being put aside on what you want to do. Dana is not your friend when it comes to negotiation time. He can be your friend throughout the hallway. He can be your friend, passing, at the nightclub or whatever it is you guys see each other. He can be your friend, but he is not your friend during that time. It's time to negotiate 60, 80, 100, 250, $500,000. He's not your friend.
Adversarial relationship. How many times do I have to say it? It's funny. The first time wasn't the first time I met Lorenzo Fertitta, but when the Fertittas bought the UFC, they brought everybody into not everybody. They brought like Mike Goldberg and Jeff Blatnick and me, and flew us into Vegas to just talk, ask questions, took us to dinner at this Italian restaurant, and was basically saying everything that they wanted, what they were going to do with the UFC and everything. But I remember as I was sitting there talking with Lorenzo, he made a statement to me that scared the hell out of me. And I don't, when I say scared the hell out of me, it just was the way he said it and the conviction with what he said. And it went completely opposite of everything that I knew, because he told me, and it was that basic line of, he says, John, let me make this really clear to you. He goes, friendship is friendship and business is business, but friendship never beats business. And I was like, what? Yeah. Because look I'll break things for a friend. I'll do it for friends. I'll do a whole lot.
Yeah.
Business is, I'm not that businessman that obviously Lorenzo Fertitta is, and he's brilliant, and that's why he was able to take a company that, he bought for several million and make it into something that he sold for billions, and that's the difference just in their mentality. They'll do things for you and they'll try to, be, someone that is, helping you or doing things for you in a certain way. But man, when it comes to the end, it's business. And if they're saying, you know what, you're not delivering, or you think you can do better somewhere else, go.
Yeah.
They're going to drop you, and oh, we had dinner before, or you texted me. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
it's a business.
Businessmen expect other business people, men or women, to not put them in a position to have friendship put on the line, because that's how they deal with it. It's like, look, if you're another business person, which fighters and athletes should think that way, is no matter how I get into you negotiating my contract, when this is all said and done, we should still be able to be friends. And
Sure.
I think that's kind of what Lorenzo was getting to, is like, you shouldn't push me to the point where we're not friends anymore. Like, I'm telling you, this is what my business is, and you're telling me this is what this is where your line is. This is where my line is. We're trying to meet in the middle. If you want to start bringing in our friendship into it, then that means that we're not doing business anymore. We're dealing friendships, and I can get rid of the friendship and not have to worry about that anymore. That's kind of, when you said that's exactly what I thought. Paige is, I feel like, getting into that, like, well, we're friends. No, you're one of my athletes that I pay to perform on a big stage, and I pay you for that and compensate you for that. And so, as much as I like Paige, this is a business.
100% agree. Okay.